Zach, looking this field over. Here we go. They're revving up their engines. Oh, and away we go. 62 riders. Look at this. And a lot of riders from the back row working their way up to the front. Oh, my God. This looks terribly dangerous. Here they go into turn number one. Oh, my God. They're through, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are getting better and better at this. As they go around turn number two, it's still tightly bunched. Oh, it is tight going around turn two. We got 3 and 4 abreast. It's going to take about a lap to sort these guys out. And the leaders are already starting to spread away a little bit, but 6 riders look like they're already starting to, 8 riders now starting to spread away from the rest of the pack as they go up the hill for the first time. $2,000 if you're on a Yamaha, $1,500 if you're on a Honda for a win in this race. Here we go. It's Richard Moore out in front. That's Ian Perot in second and Nito in third. So that's the way it works as they went by turn number 6. Moore, Nito, and Ian Perot. So the New Zealand rider now off to a good start. Let's see what happens in this race. Moore off to a big lead, boy. He didn't look like he was all that happy about that third place finish, and I think he's out for blood in this one. He can pick up $1,500 from Honda with a win here. Here he comes down to complete lap number 1, and look at Moore go. Ian Perot in second spot. In third spot now goes 260. That was Mike Graves. Then comes Walter Nito in fourth. That is your top 4. We'll try and pick up the top 10 next time around. Look at this. 62 riders out on this racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, negotiating this 2.5-mile race circuit. Excuse me, that's right. There are 70 riders out here. This has got to be a nightmare for Chairman K. Mitchell over there in scoring. I don't know how they're going to sort this out, because they've got to score every single rider that comes by. It's important, of course, in the points all the way down the road later on in the year for those 600 stock production points. And already, look at this. Moore starting to open up a little bit of a lead now over the New Zealand rider and over Michael Graves, who's moved up into third, and Walter Nito, who's hanging tough in there as well. Moore's on a Honda. Ian Perot is on a Honda. Is Graves on? I believe Graves is on a Honda, and Walter Nito is also on a Honda. So the top 4 all on Hondas. As they go down the back straightaway again, and those 4 riders starting to split away from the rest of the pack. A terrific scrap for 5th spot is developing between 3 riders, and I think we've got a pass for 3rd spot up there. We do. In fact, that guy from 4th is really on the move. Here comes Richard Moore coming down the front straightaway. It's Moore out in front and starting to steadily pull away. It is Graves in second spot, Ian Perot in third. Dave DeVoe now running up there amongst the leaders. Dave DeVoe running up there in 5th spot. And Walter Nito still hanging tough. Next lap around, we'll try and get the top 10 for you. We'll concentrate real hard on that. Ron and I are having a tough time keeping up. I don't know how Jim and Kay Mitchell are scoring this. Oh, Moore is starting to take this race by the hand here, as I believe he won this event last month and picked up $1,500. Let's see what happens this time. Richard Moore out of Whittier, California. Last year, a couple of years ago, he was sponsored by Tustin Honda. I don't know who does the work on his bikes now, but boy, he's got that Honda running real good as he crests the top of the hill and goes down that back straightaway in hot pursuit. Mike Graves doing a tremendous job in second spot. In fact, has a very solid second place. Look at this position change in third. We've got 4 riders going forward for the 3rd spot over there, and they're swapping positions like crazy over there in turn number 8, and 2 more riders are going to join them very shortly. We're going to have a 6-rider duel for 3rd place as they come down the start-finish straight. All those positions very, very important. They all pay money. Right now, $1,500 would go to Richard Moore if he wins it. Michael Graves hanging tough on the Hurricane. Look at this. DeVoe's in there with Nito, with Ian Perot. Also with Dave DeVoe. 573, Steve Reynosa now is up in the middle of that. Reynosa finished third here last month. Reynosa, remember, was a former Honda Interceptor champion from a couple of years back. But look at Moore, boy. Moore is really determined. He's got a pretty big lead now as he heads up in between two and breaks hard for three. This guy is intent on getting this race and getting the job done in this one. He's starting to pull out to a pretty easy win here in this Honda Hurricane, third round of this Honda Hurricane Series, and also the second round in the Yamaha Western 600 Series. They should be coming up on some lap traffic pretty soon, but it looks like Moore's got a pretty wide open field here ahead of him as your leader's now going into turn number 9. Here comes Moore, and it looks like about the top 6-7 positions all held by the Honda Hurricanes. Moore coming by. Then comes Graves, who's more or less split himself away from that duel for third. It's still DeVoe. And Reynosa goes to the inside and takes a peek at third place, and DeVoe shuts the door on him, going into 1. Oh, good ride there. 3 riders going there for 5th spot. So DeVoe and Reynosa in their own little handlebar-to-handlebar duel for 3rd and 4th. Then comes Walter Nito back there in 5th spot, and Ian Perot, the New Zealand Superbike champion, running there in 6th. Bike number 216 as your leaders are up on top of the hill. Moore opening up a big lead now. Michael Graves in 2nd spot, a very solid 2nd place for him. 3rd spot. Looks like it's going to be DeVoe. That could be a lap rider I think they're coming up on, because DeVoe and Reynosa were handlebar to handlebar. There they come. Down turn number 5, and then 3 riders battling out for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Look at this battle back there in the top 10. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12 riders going for one position back there on top of the hill. It's incredible racing in the middle of the pack. Our starter is going to give him the halfway flag this time, and it's Richard Moore. And boy, he's making mincemeat out of this race. We've got the halfway flag already, so evidently we're more than halfway now. Graves in 2nd, 260. Okay, so it's Moore out in front. We've got Graves running in 2nd spot. In 3rd spot, 105, that's going to be Dave DeVoe. Good ride by Dave DeVoe, all 3 on Hondas. In 4th spot, Steve Reynosa on a Honda. In 5th spot, it's Ian Perot on a Honda. In 6th spot, coming up the field now is Joe Brett Williams on a Honda. 816 now running in 6th spot. In 7th spot, it is Walter Nito. In 8th spot, Chris Stewart. That's amazing to see him that far down. Chris Stewart running in 8th spot, bike number 140. That's Jeff Hepner running in 9th spot. Jeff Hepner in 9th, 302. And rounding out the top 10, bike number 129, that is Tony Matthews. And I believe all the top 10 riders are on Hondas. Is that right? Is anybody on a Yamaha at all? I think the all top 10 are on Hondas. Like I said, it's going to be a while before Yamaha gets up there in the grid. They're new to this, so it's been a while. And the Honda Hurricanes more or less had a head start on them in sponsoring this class. Okay, more than halfway through the race, and Richard Moore clicks off another lap, goes by the start-finish line, and hones in on a lap rider coming into turn number 1. Michael Graves, how much he can do in 2nd spot. Look at this battle for 3rd. It's going right down into turn number 1. DeVoe and Reynosa. Reynosa takes a peek at the inside and once again gets shut off by DeVoe. Oh, great spots are running for right now as they go up between 3 and 4. And right now, Moore getting himself involved in some lap traffic. In fact, that battle for third is going to find themselves in some lap traffic very shortly, too, as they go up the hill. That's 105 and 573. DeVoe and Reynosa putting on a show there in third spot. Okay, evidently on the move down here in the top 10 placings, 816. This Joe Williams is now up into fifth spot, a rider that races up in Northern California a lot, and Alan Fernandez now is we're just way into the top 10, and he displaced now Tony Matthews into 11th place. So Alan Fernandez, after a late start, getting up there into the top 10. Remember, I want the top 3 riders down there in the winner's circle for victory circle ceremony. We'll make it real quick because we'll have another feature main event coming up right after this race. There goes Moore by the start-finish line one more time. There goes Graves coming by, and then right next to them comes Reynosa now in third. We're on the white flag lap, and it looks like that's the way the positions are going to be set. Unless we can see some more magic out of Dave DeVoe. We're going to check that out and see how far 105 is away from Reynosa. As Reynosa's in a heated battle there, trying to get around lapped riders and knowing that he's got a rider coming down, breathing down his neck. They're around turn number 2 for the last time. We are on the last lap. Okay, Walter Nino now has passed the New Zealand rider, Perot now, and he's taken over 6th spot. Chris Stewart back there in 8th spot. Our leader should be somewhere around the turn 4, turn 5 area. Possibly, maybe he's starting to head down the back straightaway right now. We'll check it out. But boy, with 70 riders out here on the racetrack, it's kind of tough to keep track. I think we see him knifing his way through traffic down there through turn number 8 for the last time. Oh, that race for third is getting awfully close. It's going to be handlebar banging time. Here comes Moore. He's going to take the win, ladies and gentlemen, on the checkered flag. He gets it, $1,500 from Honda. Here's second spot, $700, and here's the battle for third, Reynosa and DeVoe, and Reynosa's got it. So Reynosa gets third spot. We'll get him down the winner's circle. We want those 3 riders down here in the winner's circle. $400 going to Reynosa for third spot. And I believe it's about $250, I believe. The 4th place finisher gets, that's David DeVoe. So let's get those 3 riders down there. Moore, Mike Graves, and Steve Reynosa.